Hello friends, I'm Johan Gladson and welcome back to my channel Joeslearning. Today we will be discussing about planets. I have already made a video regarding solar system. If you haven't watched the video, I have put the link in the description box so that you can watch it. And without further ado, let's get started. When you look up into the sky, you may notice bright dots in the sky. Have you ever wondered what these bright dots actually are? Well, these are stars. Our sun is one of them. But if you look closely at these stars, you may notice that some of these stars do not shine as bright as the others do. Well, this is because that these stars are not stars at all, but planets. Now let us learn more about them. Firstly, let us answer the question, what really are planets? Well, planets are heavenly bodies that do not emit light of their own. Instead, they reflect the light given to them by the sun, and that is why we can see them. All of the planets revolve around a certain star, which is, in this case, the sun, in a circular path known as an orbit. Currently, there are 8 planets known to us. Pluto was earlier considered a planet, but recently a decision has been made which clearly states that Pluto does not fulfill the terms and requirements of being considered a planet. And so, Pluto and all other planets which did not fulfill the terms and requirements of being a planet were put into the newly made category known as dwarf planets. Anyways, did you know an amazing fact that these planets are categorized into 2 categories, namely the terrestrial planets, which consists of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, and the gas giants, also known as major planets, which consists of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. In order of the planets' distance from the Sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. An easy way to memorize the sequence is by memorizing the sentence, "My very efficient mother just served us nuts." Now let us learn about these planets one by one. The first planet closest to the Sun is Mercury. Mercury is also the fastest spinning planet and the smallest planet in the entire solar system. Mercury has 0 moons. But did you know that even though Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, it still isn't the hottest planet? Well, this is because Mercury lacks a proper atmosphere and hence cannot trap any heat which is given to it by the sun. Mercury is named after the Roman messenger god, which is also the god of roads, travel, commerce, property, and wealth. The second planet to the sun is of course Venus. Venus is sometimes referred to as Earth's twin, as both of them look alike. Venus has a very thick atmosphere, which helps it to trap a lot of heat given to it by the sun, therefore making Venus the hottest planet in our solar system. And Venus, just like Mercury, too does not have any moons. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love, beauty, and creative force. Her son Cupid is the god of love. The third planet to the Sun is of course our dear mother planet, the Earth. The Earth is the only planet till now to host living beings on its surface. Earth is also the only planet to have water in its liquid state present on its surface. Earth is sometimes referred to as the blue planet, as 2/3 of its surface consists of water. Earth is also positioned in a place which is neither too hot nor too cold. Because if the Earth were to be positioned very close to the Sun, it would have been too hot. And if the Earth were to be positioned very far from the Sun, it would have been too cold. And thus, because of its proper positioning, Earth is able to host living beings on its surface. Though all other planets were named after Roman and Greek gods and goddesses, Earth simply translates to Terra, meaning the ground. Earth has only one moon, commonly known as Luna. Earth also takes 365 days to complete one orbit around the Sun and 24 hours to spin one time around its axis. The fourth planet to the Sun is Mars. Mars is also the second smallest planet in our solar system. Mars is also home to the largest mountain in the entire solar system, the Olympus Mons. In terms of size, Mars is half the size of Earth. Mars is also having a high amount of iron oxide or rust present in its rocks and soil, which makes Mars appear red to our eyes, hence giving it the name the Red Planet. Mars also has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, and out of this Deimos is the smallest moon in the entire solar system. Mars is named after the Roman god of conflict and war. The fifth planet to the Sun is Jupiter. Jupiter is also the largest planet in the entire solar system. By the way, did you know that between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, there is a large asteroid belt which is the home of thousands and billions of asteroids? Jupiter also has a familiar feature on its surface, known as the Great Red Spot, first identified by the Italian astronomer Giovanni Cassini. Jupiter is named after the Roman king of gods, who in the Greek version would be Zeus. Jupiter also has 53 moons orbiting around it. The sixth planet to the Sun is Saturn. Saturn is also known as the ring planet, even though all the other gas giants also have rings around them which are less visible than Saturn's. And that is why Saturn is known as the ring planet, because Saturn's ring is the most visible, which can be seen even with the naked eye, while the other gas giants need to have a powerful telescope to even see those faint rings which is around the planets. When you look at the Saturn's rings for the first time, you will think that Saturn's rings are a solid substance. But let me tell you, if you notice it again, but this time with a powerful telescope, you would notice that actually Saturn's rings are not solid at all and are instead made up of dust particles. Saturn is named after the Roman god of agriculture and wealth. Saturn has 82 moons, which surpasses the amount of moons which are orbiting around Jupiter, hence making Saturn having the most number of moons in the entire solar system. The seventh planet to the Sun is of course Uranus. Uranus was the coldest planet in the solar system. Uranus was also the first planet to be discovered using a telescope. But did you know, my friends, that when Uranus was first discovered, it was thought to be a star? It really was thought to be a star in the year 1690 when John Flamsteed first noticed it. It was he who thought that Uranus was a star in the constellation of Tauri. It was only until Sir William Herschel observed it that it was found to be a planet. Herschel originally wanted it to be known as George or George's star in honor of the King of England, but soon realized that the name George or George's star would not be internationally accepted, and so Uranus got its name from the Latinized version of the Greek god of the sky. Uranus has 27 moons. The eighth planet to the Sun is Neptune. Neptune is also third in terms of mass, and fourth in terms of size. Neptune is also the windiest planet, and most of its winds are situated in the Great Dark Spot. Neptune was the first planet to be calculated and found through mathematical calculations. Although Galileo was the first person to ever sight Neptune, he still is not credited with its discovery. Do you know why? He identified it as a star and not a planet. Now do you want to know how Neptune was even discovered in the first place? Well, let me tell you how. Neptune was discovered when astronomers were predicting the position of Uranus, and when they had always gotten it wrong, then they understood that there was a new planet which was interfering with the position of Uranus by pulling Uranus with its higher gravitational force. And when the French mathematician Urbain Le Verrier and the English mathematician John Couch Adams also arrived at that same result, they searched for that planet and found it very much there. That time known as Planet X is now come to be known as Neptune, which is the Roman god of the seas, which was suggested by Le Verrier himself. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I also hope that you have understood more about the planets than you already knew. If you like this video, please remember to smash the like button and be subscribed to my YouTube channel. And now see you in my next video in Joeslearning.